dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. You wouldn't know this, but we've been walking out to that song all week, and there's another little bit at the end. We're not going to let it throw off the rhythm, don't worry. The curtain was a classy touch, I got to say. Never walked out from behind a curtain before.
Welcome to the worst idea of all time, live in Los Angeles, California, featuring Paul F. Tompkins, ladies and gentlemen. Incredible. It's so good to be here, Paul. How are you feeling?
I feel weird being out here so soon. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is your private time and I'm intruding on it.
Have you felt like that the entire afternoon?
No. Guy, come on. The boys came over to my home today and we watched the movie together as a family.
Here's the address.
That's true.
And then they left, and now here we are again, 45 minutes later.
The timing was almost perfect.
It was almost perfect.
Can I just say, what an honor it is to be in Los Angeles, California. I don't know if you're aware, but I've had to traipse my way across this godforsaken country to make it here. New York City is a renowned shithole. Chicago, Illinois might as well not be on the map as far as I'm concerned. And Portland, Oregon was downloaded from some tasteless Pinterest board. It is a relief to be in the greatest city on God's green earth, Los Angeles, California.
Aren't you glad that you don't have to keep adding cities, that tonight is the end of that bit?
I don't know what you're talking about, Paul.
I don't either.
Those were earnest feelings, communicated efficiently and accurately. So the good news is we don't have to watch Sex and the City anymore. And that feels really good, Tim.
How do you feel about that, though?
I just said it feels really good. Yeah.
What did you think he was holding back?
I don't know. This is what I do. I interrogate a little bit. I poke and I prod. I have a look inside my boy Monty's heart and his mind. I figure out what's going on.
How do you think I feel about it?
I don't know. Maybe I'm projecting a little bit. It just, when we were watching at your house, I was like, I should be feeling better than this.
Oh.
You know? Last watch, end of an era, end of a nightmare, to be honest. But I felt strangely empty.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I had a lovely time at your house. Thank you
I'm
so much.
glad to hear that.
For welcoming us in with open arms.
This is very conflicting for me because what Tim is describing is the way I feel at home.
Uh-oh.
But I'm glad that you had a good time.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a lovely home. One of the more enjoyable screenings I've had this entire season. To have Paul and Paul's lovely wife Janie was also there.
She's here tonight, folks. Give her a hand.
Yeah, give her a hand. No, not applause. If you see her, help out.
Help her out. She has fallen on hard times, and I practice tough love.
But no, it was so nice to be watching with two people who had seen the movie before,
That's right.
but through, relatively speaking, fresh eyes. Yeah, I thought it was, it was a great way to say goodbye. I feel no sense of emptiness. I feel immense relief. This is a celebration to me. I feel fantastic.
It's day and night because 80% of this season has seen Guy Montgomery and myself watch Sex and the City, the movie, at a strange time of the day for both of us, separately and alone, in front of just a laptop screen, and then attempt, often, for some reason, still takes 20 minutes to get a Skype call to work. So that we can get on the blower and dig through this shit.
This season, more than anything, is a real triumph of drive because nothing really helps our comedic rhythm when you're digging up the corpse of an old podcast concept 14 months later than a relentlessly laggy connection between New York City and Auckland, New Zealand.
Yeah.
I think it really helps tee you up for a smooth run home. Quite like,
did you?
You go.
Yeah, it's terrible. And famously, I don't edit the damn thing because I refuse to. Guy doesn't even listen to it, so...
I think that's fair.
You've been there. But no, I do feel good. I just feel like I should feel better. But I might still be hungover from Portland.
That's true. I would also posit a more terrifying theory that was floated by Janie during the watch, which is Charlotte. Because I've always taken issue with Charlotte. Look, I don't know what she's like in the TV show, but in the movies, she's right up there with the others as the worst of them. But she is someone who, from what I understand, we are to believe, has been given everything she could want in life, and yet still feels a deep sense of unease or unhappiness, which is like pretty much the scariest thing I can imagine, to have everything that you materially that you thought you wanted and still not feel. And also personally, she's married, they've started a family, to not have what you want. And my fear is that you are experiencing some sort of similar ennui to Charlotte, whereby
Shit, dude.
this there is something awry deep within your soul that not watching Sex and the City does not have any account fix.
Man, I respect what you're saying. You might have struck something. I think there's a combination of... So, like, my dad's not religious, but he is British, right? So he comes from...
That's what I usually say to people.
The famous second half of that sentence.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I was raised religious, but now I'm just sort of like British.
When you leave the church for 5 years, you have to become British. But some stay on.
You weirdly get dual citizenship. It's a strange trade-off. I think there is a line of that Presbyterian work ethic and values that has transferred down that line, where I think there is only value in things. I don't think this academically, but I think this might be in my DNA, that I only think there's value in things where there is suffering.
Well, I mean, yeah, truth be told, as the co-host of the very same podcast with you, I think, there might be a truth to that. And the truth is that I believe that? Or the truth... that you believe that.
Yeah,
and that
right.
might be why we did it. I mean, because I remember starting this to be friends.
Yeah.
I did not know that you wanted to start it so you could experience some weird fucking form of hereditary Presbyterian suffering.
It's not.
Well, but I think what Tim is saying is that it's not. That's not a conscious thought. It's just baked into his every action.
What do you think, Paul? Where do you fall down on that? Do you think that things can only have worth if there's a bit of suffering to get it?
I was raised a bit of that way as well. Certainly not Protestant, but there was the idea that not that everything you enjoy must come from suffering, but that if you enjoy something, you have to remember that that other people are suffering, and so you shouldn't enjoy it as much as you are enjoying it.
Yes.
Because look, you have this thing to enjoy. Other people have nothing to enjoy. Now, how much do you enjoy that thing?
Yeah. Well, less.
Yeah.
Good.
Less now, sure.
Yeah.
But I think that there are certain things that in life that we should just be able to enjoy. Like, I think that they were put here for our enjoyment.
This is Guy's school, I feel like. He really believes. Why can't we just have a good fucking time?
Well, like the beauty of
He's right.
nature.
Controversially.
Are we not supposed to enjoy... Are we not supposed to enjoy the beauty of nature? Is there supposed to be some suffering in that? Are we supposed to feel bad that we are touched by looking at a sunset or at the ocean continually coming to us and then receding from us? Are we supposed to not enjoy that on its own? Or are we supposed to feel bad in some way?
I think with nature, you're just allowed to enjoy it.
That's what I think.
But then with people and things like that, you have to think about not enjoying it. But when it comes to
With
nature...
people.
People and things like that.
Like friendship?
People and things of that nature.